All right, we are live. Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. All right, so as you guys can see here, we will be talking about Sora. What a week! What a week. Yes, we will be talking about Sora, Meta's new model as well. Let's check I am online. Meta's new model. I sound good. I sound fine. Oh, man. So, I was at a friend's wedding, and on the plane back here, I was reading through this and trying to understand what, like, trying to see what information I can get out of this. Because let's be honest, even though they say this is a research article, they're not going to talk about anything at all. Yeah, they're just not going to talk about really anything. So I think that we can get a good feel for what this architecture is. They do source papers, which is that's a lot coming from closed AI. Asking them to kind of cite their sources is huge. So I'm glad that they're really opening up their research. First time in history that they've really opened up their research to the public by, having references. Right? So thank you to OpenAI for having references in your article. That is huge. Big news. Oh boy. So, yeah, we'll be talking about Sora, kind of talking about what this means for video in general. And if we have time, we will talk about VJEPA, which is Meta's new model. I haven't read through that as much. I do need to read through that before I present that. We may do it on stream. We'll see. But, we'll definitely be going through Sora today. And then we'll do some coding. We'll do some audio sleuth as well. I need to implement Mel spectrogram transformations. And then hopefully by then we can train a model, test it, see how good it is, and then go from there. So, without further ado, no, I'm not gonna start right now. Maybe I'll start in like 2-3 minutes. Let's get some music going, man. I have been listening to As Grande As, which is a really good album. Some nice psych rock. Let's get the mixer. This is quite loud. Let me lower this. I think this should be good. It is quite loud on my end, actually. Alright, this should be mixed fine. I'm gonna check my Twitch one more time. Awesome. Can you guys hear the music? I don't even know if you guys can hear it. Cause I don't think it's going through on Twitch. Hold on, what? Hold on, what? Hold on, what? Hold on, what? Alright. Alright. Let's do it, dude. Let's go, dude. So, video generation models as world simulators. Cap. But I'll explain why. We explore large-scale training of generative models on video data. Specifically, we train text conditional diffusion models jointly on videos and images of variable durations, resolutions, and aspect ratios. We leverage a transformer architecture that operates on space-time patches of video and image latent codes. Our largest model, Sora, is capable of generating a minute of high-fidelity video, which we see down here. Our results suggest that scaling video generation models is a promising path towards building general-purpose simulators of the physical world. Do ya? Do ya? Do ya? Yeah? All right, so as we see here, this is all AI generated. Very realistic. I do want to point out, notice her right leg specifically. Watch the top of her right leg. Watch. Hold on. Look at that. Did you see that? Let me play that one more time. Watch. It just, hold on. Watch this. It just juked. One more time. Is walking, and then it just jukes over to become the left leg. Awesome stuff. I love AI. Yeah, so this is so promising in building out the physical world. As you can see, left legs turn into right legs and vice versa. So great job. Awesome. This is AGI right here. So this technical report focuses on 1, our method of turning visual data of all types into a unified representation that enables large-scale training of generative models, and 2, qualitative evaluation of Sora's capabilities and limitations. Model and implementation details are not included in this report. Now, why would that be? Open AI. Why would that be? That's so interesting. Much prior work has studied generative modeling of video data using a variety of methods, including recurrent networks, RNNs, GANs, and autoregressive transformers, and diffusion models. These works often focus on a narrow category of visual data, on shorter videos or videos of fixed size. Sora is a generalist model of visual data. It can generate videos and images spanning diverse durations, aspect ratios, and resolutions, up to a full minute of hot HD video, high definition video. All right. So, turning visual data into patches. Now, if you're familiar with what a vision transformer is, then you should be aware of the whole patches idea. At its core, let's say, what? All right, let's say, for example, you have an image, okay? What you're going to do with this image is split it up into, this is supposedly even size squares. And let's say the dimension is 2 by 2. So what you're going to do is this patch, which is now 2 by 2, then gets flattened into a length. So let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is totally how images work. You'll have also 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is now your sequence. And this sequence then gets fed usually into some linear projection. And then that's going to be your embedding. And then you'll probably add a positional embedding as well. So that way we know, let's say we call this 0. So now so we know that this will be the first patch, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. And this is actually quite common. Not here. Not here either. Okay, I didn't save the vision transformer paper. Picture is worth 16 by 16 words. So if you look at the paper that implements or introduces vision transformers, that's kind of what's going on here. So they take this patch, linearly project it. They flatten it, do a linear projection, and then add the positional embedding here, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And then feed all of that into your transformer encoder. So sorry, I was mistaken when I said that this is your sequence. This is actually going to be your token. And then this, your token, so we'll call this the token, plus your, what an arrow, dude, plus the positional embedding. So once you have, 1, your token, 2, your token, this is going to be the sequence, okay? So we take inspiration from LLMs, which acquire generalist capabilities by training on internet scale data. Dude, OpenAI, you guys really need to chill. OpenAI is so obsessed with this idea of AGI, and I just don't get it. Like, yeah, I would love super intelligent systems too, but this is a generalist, that's a generalist. Everything you guys do is a generalist, but okay, cool. Now what? You have a every model you guys make is a generalist model. What's next? What's more generalized than general if everything you guys do is general? Great question. So the success of the LLM paradigm is enabled in part by the use of tokens that elegantly unify diverse modalities of text, code, math, and various natural languages. In this work, we consider how generative models of visual data can inherit such benefits. Whereas LLM have text tokens, Sora has visual patches. Patches have been previously been shown to be an effective representation for models of visual data. We find that patches are highly scalable, and effective representation for training generative models on diverse types of videos and images. So this is what this is a video, as you can see, and then you have the visual encoder, and then this, whatever this tensor is, are we gonna know what this is? No. And then how do they get from the visual encoder to this nice block to this flat array? No. At a high level, we turn videos into patches by first compressing videos into a lower dimensional latent space and subsequently decomposing the representation into space-time patches. So I assume this is the lower dimensional latent space, and then this is the representation of space-time patches. How? Great question. Video compression network. We train a network that reduces the dimensionality of visual data. This network takes raw video as input and outputs a latent representation that is compressed both temporally, so over time. Let's get a new page. So we have a video. We have the height, and then we have the width. And then we'll assume that this is just a color image. Obviously, color has an additional 3 dimensions. Let's abstract that for now. And so that way, every new frame we have here, this is across time. Okay, so this is what we have here. So if we take one image and then compress it across the height and the width, let's say with a convolution, this is spatial compression. And then if we have a video, let's say 3 frames, that then get compressed into 2 frames, and let's say by the same size, it's the same size, height and width. So this is spatial compression. And then assuming that this and this are the same size, but now we have 2 frames instead of 3, this is temporal compression. Now the idea of the video compression is that they want to do both. Okay, so this network takes a raw video as input and outputs a latent representation that is compressed both temporally across time and spatially across height and width. We also train a corresponding decoder model that maps generate latents back into pixel space. So the same way that you will have some video, you compress this down, into something like this. Obviously there's going to be a lot more here. We compress it, and then the idea is that if you want to decode it, then it should be the identical video. Okay, so this is the latent representation that is compressed spatially and across time. Space-time latent patches. Given a compressed video input, so this is so this is the latent representation. So if we have the latent representation here, call this the latent representation. We extract a sequence of space-time patches that act as transformer tokens. This scheme works for images too, since images are just videos with a single frame. Sure, our patch-based representation enables Sora to train on videos and images of variable resolutions, durations, and aspect ratios. At inference time, we can control the size by arranging randomly initialized patches in an appropriately sized grid. So let's break this down. Given a compressed input video, which is this representation here, we extract a sequence of space-time patches. Oh, I see. So this is the latent representation. And then here, I'm going to make this a bit bigger. From here, we then patch. So we don't patch in the pixel space as the vision transformer has, but rather in the latent space. So let's say 0, 1, 2, etc. And then this becomes 0, 1, 2, etc. until token T. And then that is going to be your sequence. I see. Now, let's talk about scaling transformers for video generation. Okay. Sora is a diffusion model. Wow. Sorry. Sora is a diffusion model. Given input noisy patches and conditioning information like text prompts, it's trained to predict the original clean patches. Importantly, Sora is a diffusion transformer. Transformers have demonstrated remarkable scaling properties across a variety of domains, including language modeling, computer vision, and image generation. So here for the diffusion, they cite this paper here, which is Scalable Diffusion Models with Transformers. If we look at the figure, it looks like it is conditional. It is a latent diffusion model. So again, because we are operating in the latent space, it makes sense that they used a latent diffusion architecture. So if, for those of you who are not familiar, diffusion will take an image and then you'll have a UNet. Everything's a square for me, bear with me, I'm not an artist. So this image gets fed into the UNet. So let's say this is 256 by 256, right? The output of this UNet is going to be also 256 by 256. And the question is, obviously depending on your loss function, you will have, this will either be a denoised image or it will try to be the identical image. This depends on the loss function of your UNet. Now, so this UNet is a part of the diffusion model, and that the denoising process is done kind of by this UNet here. Whereas, let me see if it is here. No, let me pull up Stable Diffusion. Oh, was it this paper? Yes. So, as you see here, you have X, which then, this is the latent diffusion model. Sorry, I'm kind of everywhere. Let's start. So, if you remove this encoder, as you see in the pixel space, you have the encoder and decoder. You can just feed in the image in the pixel space, do the diffusion process, and then have a denoising U-net. But instead of it being in the latent space, as you see here as a vector, it will be in the original pixel space. And then you use the denoising U-net and then feed everything back here to try to get the image. However, in latent diffusion, what you do is the diffusion process that you see here is done in your latent representation. So you do the diffusion, and then that is then fed into your denoising U-net. Awesome. And then that U-net, the output of that, because it's denoising, will then be fed into a denoising step, which is, let's see. What is the denoising step? Oh, I think this is just inference. Yeah, it looks like it is inference. Okay. So, where was I, dude? I completely just lost myself right now. Okay. Oh yes, so we're talking about the latent the diffusion model with transformer. So, instead of operating, or rather, if you are operating in the latent space, it's very likely that what you can do is, so let's say this is your image embedding, and then you have your text embedding. What you do is, let's see, you have your input tokens. This is the diffusion transformer block, right? So let's look at this. You have your input tokens, and then this is fed through a multi-layer, so probably just a linear projection. And then this is fed through layer norm. So we normalize, do scaling and shifting, and then multi-head self-attention, and then another scaling, and then we add this back. And then it seems as though you do the same layer norm, scale shift, and then a feed forward, and then scale. Okay. Layer norm, linear reshape, and then you get noise, which is the same shape as your noise latent, and then this sigma matrix. Is this the correlation? It seems like it is. Yes, it seems as though it is. All right. Transformers have demonstrated remarkable scaling properties across a variety of domains, including language modeling. Yeah, we read this. So, in this work, we find that diffusion transformers scale effectively as video models as well. Below, we show a comparison of video samples with fixed seeds and inputs as the training progresses. Sample quality improves markedly as training compute increases. So, as you can see here with the base compute, you have you do not have a cute dog, you have a demon from hell. Then, if you multiply your compute by 4, so if you have 4x compute, the dog looks a lot more realistic. This girl's face looks kind of weird, but realistic enough, kind of. And then if you multiply the compute by 32, then all of a sudden you have Really good physics. Fur's looking good. Tail looks kind of weird. The hand randomly grabs something that's supposedly a leash. Leash looks weird, but again, really realistic and pretty solid video. Variable durations, resolutions, and aspect ratios. Past approaches to image and video generation typically resize, crop, or trim videos at a standard size. 4 seconds at 256 by 256 resolution. We find that instead training on data at its native size provides several benefits. So we have sampling flexibility. So we can sample between widescreen and vertical and everything in between. This lets Sora create content for different devices directly at their native aspect ratios. It also lets us quickly prototype content at lower sizes before generating at full set resolution, all with the same model. So with a lot of diffusion-based image generators, what you'll do is actually, when you write your prompt here into your network, into, let's say, Stable Diffusion, most of the time you'll actually just get 256 by 256 by 3, obviously for color. And then it's actually fed into a neural upsampler, likely another diffusion model trained for upsampling, to get your 1024 by 1024 by 3. So here what they're saying is actually we can just we can skip this additional step entirely and just test out the lower resolution, and then if we like what we see, we can just ask it for a higher resolution. Improved framing and composition. We empirically find that training on videos at their native aspect ratios improve composition and framing. We compare Sora against a version of our model that crops all training videos to be square, which is common practice when training generative models. The model is trained on square, crops left, sometimes generates models where the subject is only partially in view. In comparison, we have better framing. So this makes sense intuitively. If you're gonna crop, sometimes you know, it's not as though you can just always get the perfect framing when doing a square cropping. So yes, this makes sense. Having the subject out of bounds does make sense. Language understanding. Training text-to-video generation systems requires a large amount of videos and corresponding text captions. We applied the recaptioning technique introduced in DALL-E 3 to videos. We first train a highly descriptive captioner model and then use it to produce text captions for all videos in the training set. We find that training on highly descriptive video captions improves text fidelity as well as the overall quality of videos. So what this resampling, as they say here, the idea of the recaptioning technique is that if you have a really good captioning model, you just have it run inference on everything, and then that's how you generate your video to text pairs in this case. Similar to DALL-E 3, we also leverage GPT to turn short user prompts into longer detailed captions that are sent to the video model. This enables Sora to generate high quality videos that accurately follow user prompts. So as you can see, we can see a woman in blue jeans and white shirt taking a pleasant stroll in Mumbai, India during a winter storm. In South Africa during a winter storm. She looks way too happy in a winter storm, dude. What? I would never be this happy. Are anything going on in the legs? Nah. Not that I see off the top of my head. This is just walking and playing. This dude's dancing, bro. He's not walking. All right. Anyways, prompting with images and videos. All the results above and in our landing page show text to video samples, but Sora can be prompted with other inputs such as pre-existing images or video. This capability enables Sora to perform a wide range of image and video editing tasks, creating perfectly looping video, animating static images, extending videos forwards, backwards in time, etc. So they animate this image here, as you can see, these two images. What I found funny about this video is that what we see as horns here is kind of treated as hands. So I do find that to be rather funny. But still impressive nonetheless, you know. Same with this video. I found the way that the dog blinks is amazing. Like this I feel as though animals do blink like this. Dude, even my cat will blink like this sometimes. But even like that little twitch in the mouth as well was was amazing. So I do find this to be very impressive. A realistic cloud that spells Sora, and so you kind of have this cloud coming in. An ornate historical hull, a massive tidal wave peaks and begins to crash. Two surfers seizing the moment skillfully navigate the face of the wave. So here you definitely see physics break completely, because now all of a sudden this person gets in the front of the wave somehow, and then you see a surfer just magically appear. But again, still really cool stuff nonetheless. Extending generated videos. So we can extend videos either forward or backward in time. Below are 4 videos that were all extended backward in time, starting from a segment. As a result, each of the 4 videos starts different from the others, yet lead to the same ending. So let's play this. And then, as you can see, it merges into this video. Very interesting. We can use this method to extend a video both forward and backward to create a seamless infinite loop. And then it loops here. Okay, that's very cool. Video to video editing. So you can change the scenery. We can connect videos, so it can interpolate between 2 videos. Oh, that's cool. So given this video here and this video on the right, it'll kind of merge into 2. And we have it. What the fuck is that, bro? Bro, that's cursed. That's cursed, man. All right. So we can also generate images. Yes, this isn't surprising. Yes, it should be able to generate images because images are just 1-frame videos. And it could do it up to 2048 by 2048. Pretty good output as well. Emerging simulation capabilities. Okay, so this is where I really had a problem with the technical report, which we will go into quite a bit, and this may take up an unnecessary amount of time, but we need to. We find that video models exhibit a number of interesting emergent capabilities when trained at scale. These capabilities enable Sora to simulate some aspects of people, animals, and environment from the physical world. These properties emerge without any explicit inductive biases for 3D objects, etc. They are purely phenomena of scale. 3D consistency. Okay, this was pretty good. So it can generate videos with dynamic camera motion. As the camera shifts and rotates, people and scene elements move consistently through the 3-dimensional space. This I'm not surprised of. Okay, this I'm not surprised that this is emergent at scale. Why? If we go back to the original, if we go back to kind of this architecture, what is being done here, which is different from prior video generation output. So prior video generation networks will create keystone frames, and then it will have kind of this intermediate block that will try to fill in the frames. Okay? As a result of trying to generate keystone frames and fit together stuff in the middle, what you get is that cursed Will Smith AI video. Will Smith AI getting. So you get this cursed ass video. Let me actually find the video. I get an ad, bro. This is what happens when you generate keystone frames and try to merge everything together. Look at how cursed this is. Look at how inconsistent this is over time. And look at how things... Why is he eating himself? Okay. So this is what you get when you rely on these keystone frames and interpolate everything else. With Sora specifically, you are generating or looking at the whole video as one object. Okay, you're not treating the video as a series of images and generating each image. You're treating the video as its own thing entirely. So seeing that we have 3D... Where is it? Seeing that we have 3D consistency, not surprising. When you treat a video as an object, this is inherently in the distribution of videos, whatever a video is. This isn't too bad. Long-range coherence and object permanence. A significant challenge for video generation systems has been maintaining temporal consistency while sampling long videos. We find that Sora is often, though not always, able to effectively model both short and long-range dependencies. For example, our model can persist people, animals, and objects even when they are occluded or leave the frame. Likewise, it can generate multiple shots of the same character in a single sample, maintaining their appearance throughout the entire video. This is great, and I also believe that these two things, so far, 3D consistency and long-range coherence, is a byproduct of treating the video as one object. This is something I believe. Do I have any evidence for it? No, but given the previous approach to video generation compared to this, and kind of the core difference being that you treat the video as one main object, this shouldn't be too surprising. Interacting with the world. Sora can sometimes simulate actions that affect the state of the world in simple ways. For example, a painter leaving new strokes, as we see down here, and there even are new strokes randomly. If we go full screen here and we go back, you will see new strokes being introduced here, which is fine, still good. And a man can eat a burger and leave bite marks. Now, I think that this specifically is a byproduct of scale. I'm willing to bet that if you train Sora specifically on data in which people are not eating, and then you ask it to do just that, not eating, let's say, of the biting action, for example, maybe eating, but not biting into something, I'm willing to bet it would fail. I think this is because it has seen it enough to make those connections, kind of understand that distribution, understand that behavioral distribution. Now, this is something that I had a problem with. Simulating digital worlds. Sora can simultaneously control the player in Minecraft with a basic policy, while also rendering the world in its dynamics and high fidelity. These capabilities can be elicited by zero-shot prompting, by prompting Sora with captions mentioning Minecraft. Okay. This is a bit of a sleight of hand done by OpenAI. Sora is not controlling a player in Minecraft, as this leads you to believe. Sora is not controlling the player in Minecraft. Sora has seen so many videos of Minecraft that it is just regurgitating what it has seen. And because Minecraft's most basic elements are moving, maybe switching out whatever is in your hotbar, it will be able to, statistically speaking, reproduce this. Now, I'm willing to bet that if you ask it to pull up a menu and craft something, it's not going to suddenly be able to know how to craft something. So when you say Sora can simultaneously control the player and render the world, no. You're just reproducing a Minecraft video that you've seen. Come on. Come on. These capabilities suggest that continued scaling of video models is a promising path towards the development of highly capable simulators of the physical and digital world and the objects, animals, and people that live within them. I don't think so, because the nature of generative systems has hallucinations, and you will hallucinate far too often to say that it is a highly capable simulator. I trust Unreal 5 more than I will trust Sora. Sora currently exhibits numerous limitations, which is fine. This is a problem even with image generators. I think this is a problem of the it could be a transformer problem, it could be a loss function problem, but as you can see, physics is really not grounded in these generative networks so far. But I liked this video. I found this video to be rather realistic and pretty cool. It does look pretty cool. And so this is Sora. It is very interesting. I look forward to never being able to use it. I look forward to the elections in 2024. I'm sure nothing will happen. But yeah, this is Sora. It is, look, I will give OpenAI this. They really know how to make waves in this field, and this network really is no different. So great work to the researchers who did this. I don't know who did this. Do we have any authors? Oh, so we do have authors. Great work to everyone that we see here. Really great work. This is the next step of generative networks. Do I believe that it is a high capable simulator? Not yet. I don't think we're there. And I don't think generative networks probably will be the way to go either. But nonetheless, great work to all the authors that we see here. All right. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channels, viewers, followers, chatbots, etc. No. How do I ban you? Showy Prefecty. Are you still in the chat? Let me see. Showy Prefecty is not in the chat, dude. You're not even in the chat. You just spammed. All right, I'm gonna ban you. All right, cool. All right, so this is Sora. Let's actually get some coding going. Whoops. 1 second. All right, cool. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So, let's get back to Audio Sleuth. So I do need to create a Mel spectrogram, finish the example here. And then let's get some documentation going. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am so tired. I do not feel like coding today. I know I'm gonna disappoint all one of you, but I'm probably just gonna call it a stream here for tonight. And then kind of get back into it on Wednesday. Friday probably after the deep speech example and the training, I'll probably just call that for the repository, and then just move on to something new. I think I've been working on Audio Sleuth for quite some time, and you know, good things got to come to an end. I had a nice momentum with it. I think I got a really nice project scope with it, but I definitely want to be able to move on to a new project and not feel guilty about it. You know, I've worked so much on this, and you do at a point have to call it quits. You do have to say, hey, you know, this is it. This is fun and all, but I do have to end this project at some point. And I think once I have this example script, I think I will have everything meaningful in place, and I'll just call it and then think about a new project to do. Calling it quits is honestly one of the most difficult things to do for projects, because it's like everyone knows it's never good enough, it's never complete enough. And so I think just being able to say, hey, this is enough, this is really good for what it is, and just calling it quits is a good thing to do. So I will be doing that. So yeah, I'll get back to this on Wednesday. I'll probably just focus on finishing this on Wednesday, and then we can maybe do some paper reviews and maybe brainstorm some new ideas for projects. So with that in mind, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will see you on Wednesday. Peace.